nagpapapicture, walang iba kundi ang ating winning team, Aurora MLBB. There you have it. Eh naman daw kayo dyan.
Picture, walang iba kundi ang ating winning team.
So ang ating mga fans, the first 50 ay pwedeng magkaroon ng pagkakataon na makapag-picture kasama ang winning team, kasama ang inyong idols. And also, sa mga fans na pupunta dito, we encourage you to leave something behind sa ating Community Hub Dropbox. Dito kayo pwedeng magbigay ng love letter, gifts, kung ano man ang gusto nyo ibigay sa inyong paboritong mga manlalaro at inyong paboritong koponan. So far, that's what we have for today. May nagbigay ng lipstick. You don't know why, but may nagbigay ng lipstick. At dito, punta tayo dito. So andyan, ang ating mga lucky fans that get to take a photo. So actually, nabawasan na sila. Kanina, punong-puno ito. Right here. Let's visit here. Hi! Oh, kamusta?
Hello po.
What's your name?
Charis.
Ay, eto. Lapit daw tayo sa camera. Ayan. Sino yung mga kasama mo dito?
Sister ko po.
Sister, nasan si sister? Hello! First time niyo ba manood sa MPL?
Hindi po.
How many times na?
Since season ano ba? 8.
Season 8. Punta ka dito, call a friend. Okay. At ano, kamusta yung experience so far?
Okay naman po, malamig.
Malamig, sobrang lamig dito. Perfect na dapat may kasama kayong kaduo. Baby time, perfect din dyan. Pwede rin kayong bumili ng ating mga merch from your favorite teams. At syempre, magsisimula na ang ating susunod na laban kung saan magtatapat ang Cavaliers versus the Agents. Silipin natin kung sino nga ba ang magwawagi sa ilang sandali. Magbabalik ang MPL Philippines Season 14.
The 14th season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors. Smart, the official telco partner of MPL Philippines Season 14. The official tournament phone of MPL Philippines, Infinix GT20 Pro. Official suppliers, EMC Asia and Index Salon. Experience the MPL-PH Season 14 action live at Green Sun, Makati City. Grab your tickets now via official MPL-PH website. Don't miss any MPL action by following our official Facebook and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow MPL-PH on TikTok for more content. And to ensure the equality and fairness of our games, MPL Philippines is also monitored and supervised by the Games and Amusements Board.
Lakas ng Pinas!
Welcome back to MPL Philippines Season 14, the second match of the day, another best of three. At your service, my name is Leo, here with Naisu.
Yes, sir.
And Joseph, it's down to the last match of the week.
Yep.
But real quick, let's talk about what just transpired. TNC scoring their first game win, but Aurora at the end still takes a dub.
Yeah, again, I think this is probably the better form that we've seen from TNC so far up to this point. I like the, there's some promise there, I would say, but, as you can see from the highlight here, Renegade and Edward, their heroics lift Aurora up against TNC, and I think they were key components to why it was so difficult for TNC to kind of maintain the momentum that we see them naturally build in the early game. So, again, still looking for that first point, basically, in the standings.
The full point.
The full point.
TNC still struggling, but at least we know that they are ready to do anything and everything it takes, because this time around, they played with a lineup that uses Kaizen, Kozen,
Yep.
Lancy, Heads, and Escalera. So that lineup looks like it definitely could get dubs. It's just work out the little kinks.
Some refinement.
Some refinement, and if it were up against a team that you could shock and awe into submission, then maybe sweep it, right? This is what the standings look like right now.
Wow.
TNC and Blacklist still down at the bottom. Now, they're literally at the same record.
Yeah. They have 1-10 in terms of games and matches, 0-5, and Blacklist International can change that. They can change their current standings, of course, going against a team like Team Liquid PH. I know you see Team Liquid PH in the middle there with 2 match points, but, still, Team Liquid PH looks good as ever. They've definitely, after what we saw yesterday, if you guys missed yesterday's Titan matchup versus Falcons AP Bren, you might want to rewatch that one. It was amazing, even though it was a sweep. It should have been like a 3-game series.
Yeah. Treat last night's matchup like a good movie. Like it takes an hour and a half to watch both games and then get a full storyline in there.
Yeah.
But that's last night. We're talking about right now. Real quick, I got a question for y'all. Are y'all feeling bored with your usual ranked matches? Maybe it's time to spice up things. Be a Snapdragon Pro Series MLBB Season 6.
Because it's time to step up your game and face off against the best. Signups are going on right now for the qualifiers. Just head on over to esl.gg/SBSMLBB. I can't believe another season's already about to start.
Right? Season 5 was recently won by Falcons AP Bren when they took down Team Liquid Philippines in a best-of-7 series that went all the way in Quill City Mall in Jakarta. Who knows? You might be next. That might be you.
That might be you. This is your chance. Chance to join, a chance to get involved, and again, I love that there's so many competitions going on right now.
Speaking of competition, we're about to get into our last best of 3 tonight. It's Blacklist International facing off against Team Liquid Philippines. Let's throw it over to the Infinix Game Tambayan.
Yeah, Leo and Naisu are right. There's so many competitions. This could also be you.
Hopefully.
Could
I'm not skilled enough to be to enter tournaments. Maybe I could coach, analyze, but play? Hell nah.
DMs are open, guys, if ever you want. It's
So-
Rockhart and Renmar back at it again for the panel here in our very own English Test panel. I can't believe I'm still saying that.
Yeah,
Once
R&R
more.
here at the Infinix Game Tambayan.
Timbayan.
Gotta say it
Not
with a
kidding.
twang because it's the English broadcast.
Is that a rule right now? I think
No, it's
Leo
not.
did it different.
It's just me wanting to, you know, summon the cringe lords.
Because we haven't had enough today. But right now, match number 1. Man, that was interesting, right?
It
I
was?
feel like Renegade and Edward just cemented themselves in their specific roles. And like you mentioned, I think Yue also deserves a bit of a spotlight there.
Oh, yeah.
Doming, I think he just does what Doming does. I feel like he just does it so consistently that people barely notice, but he's also really good.
Yeah, it finds the right timing. It's perfect because like going now into the series 2, it's 2 teams trying to find the right timing, or specifically one trying to find the right mix, and another that is just trying to find consistency with win streaks.
That's right. A brewing storm right now challenges the Filipino sniper in, of course, the entirety of their MPL-PH careers. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a surprise
All right,
here, because we
okay,
found
okay.
something out interesting earlier.
Okay.
I didn't notice this, but OHEB apparently has the upper hand in terms of stats against Benny Q.
When? Like this season or?
The entirety of their season.
Oh, the entirety of their career. Okay.
Yes, and although, again, that doesn't seem to be the case as they go up against each other in this matchup, considering, obviously, Blacklist has very glaring chemistry issues.
Yeah, despite painting Benny Cutie as the bigger and better gold laner this season compared to OHEB, it can't be denied how TL-PH is also experiencing some struggles. They are on a 2-match losing streak from Fnatic Onyx Philippines and Falcons AP Brand, which are the top 2 teams in the league right now. Now they've gone up against each other. Benny Cutie has defeated OHEB in 4 matches. OHEB has won way more matches compared to Benny Cutie. Games as well. And if you look at the most used heroes of these two, of course they have some shared hero pools there with the Beatrix. And surprisingly, because of the era and generation that Benny Cutie started playing a lot more and made a name for himself back in Season 6 with Execration, man, he played a lot of Cho. Gold lane Cho.
So surprising. And again, it surprises me that 4 out of 16 matches won. That's basically like 25%. While for OHEB, he's closer to 30+% win rate. So that's a stat I was telling you guys about. His win rate is higher, despite Blacklist just losing a lot more so far in the season.
Yeah, but again, these stats are for all time, their entire careers. And one of the things that stands out for me, it's surprising that OHEB actually has more Nathan games, because when you think about in recent history, the more iconic Nathan user right now, sometimes if it looks like it's a good pick and is respected, it's Benny Cutie's Nathan.
Exactly.
But then I remember when Nathan started popping up more, it was actually OHEB and Blacklist International who was spamming that hero a lot in the lead up to M5 World Championship back in Season 12.
That's right. And this is the most recent, right? This is for this season right now, where you have obviously less games this time around for OHEB, and obviously the KDA and every single stat line does scream Benny Cutie is superior. Right?
Yeah. Well, only thing that the little edge, literally 7, the number 7 is the edge of OHEB when it comes to the average damage dealt. But Benny Cutie is one of the toughest gold laners to catch with a KDA of 9.11. That doesn't just mean he gets high kills and high assists. That means he's hard to take down. He actually has what I would like to call 5 bulletproof games throughout the season, wherein a game that Team Liquid Philippines won, Benny Cutie was not taken down a single time. So that happened 5 times all throughout the season. It's also glaring, the difference in GPM. This takes into account the per minute. So if you add up, that difference between 712 and around 670 is big.
The numbers have spoken.
The numbers have spoken,
It does seem to be the case, but right now, it is still Blacklist, who seem to be struggling. Again, we've been talking about chemistry so much, I feel like we're in class. And I feel like we should also just address, like, what's Blacklist doing to fix that? And right now, in terms of lineups, it does seem to be that they're sticking with Lord JM. I think later on we'll find that out. And I wonder if you guys think that's the wisest decision. And I also want to know what you guys think is going to come out on top for this one. Is it TL-PH or is it Blacklist International? Show your support. You don't just need to comment, right? There's an actual poll down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether you're on whatever platform you're on. Yeah. Hopefully the mods are keeping that up on track. And then again, we'll try to tally that later on, and then we'll find out who you guys think is going to come out on top. I am assuming TLPH is going to get a majority vote here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so hard to bet against them right now.
I think for both of us as well. I think we're both predicting
Yep.
Team Liquid Philippines. So just in terms of what we saw yesterday from Team Liquid, yes, they are coming from a sweep against
Yeah.
Falcons AP Bren. The last time we saw Blacklist International, I believe it was up against RSGPH earlier this week, yeah? A little bit better, but still not completely. They're not sure if they'll be able to, stand toe-to-toe with Team Liquid Philippines on this one. I'm waiting to be surprised because at the end of the day, we all just want really good matches of MLBB.
Yeah, and it just so happens that it's also just literally
Yeah.
storming out here in the Philippines. So let's find out who's going to be playing today. I know you guys are excited for the team intro of Blacklist International and Team Liquid.
MPL Arena, let's welcome our marshals, Ems, Wilbert, Pat, and JJ. Entering the arena first, Cavalry. A team coming from a loss, but hungry to make a comeback and start another streak. It's Team Liquid Philippines! Going up against one of the titans of MLBB, a code that's waiting to be broken. They won't stop till they find the perfect combination. Agents, they need to hear you cheer. It's Blacklist International! Tacticians for both sides. For Team Liquid Philippines, it's Coach Tic Tac. And for Blacklist International, the legendary Coach Bon Chan.
It's time for the face-off. Oheb, Benny Cutie, step forward. Oheb, ano ang palag mo kay Benny Cutie?
Wala pa eh. Baka mamaya magkaroon na.
Benny Cutie, ano ang palag mo kay Oheb?
Mas matindi ako.
Palag kung palag, fist bump. It's the last match of the week. And who knows, we might be in for a surprise finish. Panel, pasa.
In fairness, I don't doubt that Benny Cutie is more intense. I guess that's the proper translation of that.
Yeah.
Matinda is like intense. And again, considering the weather today, it is Team Liquid PH who does seem like they are on track to just sweep Blacklist right now, unless Blacklist can do something about it.
Yeah, because this lineup is intense. JP, Sanji together alongside Carl, TZ make a devastating roam trio. Sanford has been a little humble boy this season, but he's still one of the top EXP laners in the world. While this is the lineup they're sticking with. You teased it a little bit earlier. They are sticking with this variant with Lord JM in the XP, Oheb in the gold, Exort in the mid alongside Haji roaming, and MP the King jungling.
This is a team that has been trying their very best to just play around MP the King so far, who has individually, honestly, the mechanics on this guy, you can't deny. He's got some moves. He got the skills. Right now, the rest of the team does seem to be having some trouble dancing around to the same tune.
Yeah, if you look at the stats again, the numbers don't lie. Average KDA, damage dealt per game, the turret damage per game. even Team Liquid Philippines, well, again, there is an outlier because they had the longer game, the longest
bit.
game of the season so far last night. And you can see here, the stat I want to point out is the unique heroes used. Blacklist International with 30, Team Liquid Philippines with 23. It just really goes to show the experimentation phase of Blacklist International right now in terms of really just finding the right mix of meta heroes, the right mix of individual hero picks, comforts that work for them, for the right lineups against a team like Team Liquid Philippines that plays around solid stability. You know their identity. It's very clear what they love to do and how they play. The pick-off, they play fast, they play for objectives, and they play to surprise.
Will they play for their keys to victory, brought to you by Infinix? So first off, again, looking out for OHEB's Mage Gold Laner hero pool. That's really something to talk about for sure.
There's a history of the Alice for OHEB, the Lunox for OHEB, but I think the Lunox is the one that we really have to watch out for here.
Yeah, you know it.
It was used by Benny Cutie last night, and this was contested yesterday. Speaking of, Blacklist needs to slow down Benny Cutie's snowballing tendencies, because he is one of the few gold laners who would just say, yeah, I'll first build Skypiercer and a Roger, and I will not die. It happened. And of course, Ice on the opposing team's trio mid.
Checked out that mid. Also, just want to bring up, Benny Cutie also played Alice, actually.
Yeah.
Alice in different lanes. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's always going to be in their pockets, and I feel like this is definitely a mage gold laner matchup, possibly, unless OHEB tries to go for the Ruby again in the gold lane. And again, the marksman seem to be just really scarce between them. No, obviously more on OHEB, because I feel like he's trying to play a bit more safer, and less of the carry, more on the, again, position 2, position 3.
Yeah, it could be very difficult though if you're Blacklist International to bring a what we call a hyper carry style of approach against Team Liquid Philippines, who does pick blue side for game number 1. So they're going to be the ones dictating the tempo of the draft. They'll be getting the first pick, and because of how Team Liquid Philippines likes to play, you might be lacking a little bit in terms of the damage in the early to mid to really cross into a good position where you just snowball out of control if you're going to go with the double fighters, if you give the Ruby to OHEB. Because right now, what you know is the roam mid trio, a roam mid jungle of Team Liquid Philippines is more solid than Blacklist International, so it might be really risky to go all in again on MP the King.
Yeah, again, just having a hard time. It feels like MP the King's tempo in this game is just a little bit higher BPM than the rest of the teams right now. And I hope and I wonder if they've already fixed those issues right now. And again, they're fielding the same lineup they've had a bit of a struggle with as well yesterday. So I'm not sure if that's the case here. But again, a lot of people do trust Bonchan to come up with these plans. It's been a theme for this guy. He's a genius, and you can only just go so far with the team you have.
Yeah, MP the King, Blacklist International, they really have to switch up their gameplay, because if they went into this thinking that they could just plug and play the see you soon Cambodian back-to-back MPL Cambodia champion MP the King version, and he'll just fly here in the Philippines, I don't think that's going to cut it. Because he's coming from a region where See You Soon and a lot of top Cambodian teams can play bullying MLBB, where there's not a lot of responses to the initiators getting all of the information, where it's a little bit easier for the roam mid trio to bully a little bit more. Here in the Philippines, you can't do that as much. The most that you can do is, get information, disrupt a little bit, but then you have to back off or you will get counter-punished. So I think that's one of the adjustments as well that MP the King is trying to go through, understanding that, yes, he is an incredibly talented jungler, but he's coming from a whole different region with a playstyle that you cannot easily translate into the Philippine meta.
And against a team that specifically is just so good at punishing.
Yes.
And who is a guy who has that Carl Teasy on the other side, willing to play again these assassins he's known for, who seems to be on the rise on these assassins he's known for. Hayabusa is not out of contention, and judging by the games yesterday, maybe Carl Teasy was watching, maybe the Lancelot could also make an appearance here.
Oh, baby. Let's look at the draft. First pick.
The priestess of primal lightning.
There it is.
The hunter of all
Edith,
evil
go ahead
gods.
and rushed by MPL-PH.
Super quick.
Take one away from Haji, take one away from Lord JM. And this is a hero that is good at what you mentioned, Rockhard, counter punishing.
Good evening everyone. This is Chelsea Gaming, your official authorized streamer partner for MPL-PH Season 14. And this is game number 2. Match,
A little bit later for the Exort pickup. They can go for power picks if they want to. They can go ahead and steal it to Rizla because this Edith is still very flexible. They go for the Hylos and the Harith.
All right, so very much the Blacklist.
yan yung mga gusto magpa-shoutout dyan. Go! Babasahin natin yan sa ano sa comment section. Shoutout sa mga foreign viewers natin.
Surprised to see it on the XP lane.
We were talking about this earlier in the keys to victory.
Kahapon meron tayong ano from Indonesia, hindi tayo marunong magbahasa eh. Magpapa-import muna tayo. Yan, shoutout sa mga viewers natin sa YouTube din. Available tayo. Live din tayo sa YouTube. And kay Macrens TV. Mga gustong ano magpa-shoutout ka sa Macrens TV or Chessy Gaming Plays, lipat kayo sa ano sa Chessy Gaming.
Although I am leaning more towards the idea of that going into the
This is Blacklist International and MPL-PH.
So they can be aggressive in the early.
Tayo dito. Hylos, Harit, and Nolan for Blacklist International. Edith, ano ba to? Julian and Joehead. Sino ba yung bet nyo rito? In terms of mobility, parang lamang si ano si Blacklist with Nolan and Harit. Maganda yung possible rotation na kayang gawin.
And I won't be surprised if Blacklist actually considers banning that out in ban number 5. But if MLBB goes Lunox, they go a little bit too heavy onto the magic damage. They will need physical. Actually, true damage would have been great, but that's why they banned out the carry. So they pick up the real because MLBB right now are showing two major components in the Julian and Jawhead that are dive heavy. So they're just playing it for safety, and they know
Check
that
natin to. Oops.
Tigreal's one of those heroes that can actually punish a Jawhead relatively well. So
Pobius, Binandito, tsaka Tigreal.
being considered by Blacklist International to go into Rome instead.
And that's why I think more of
Pero carry, lahat ng mga damage dealer dito, tinanggal ng ano, tinanggal ng Blacklist against TL-PH sa Team Liquid PH.
You really want to see the Lancelot, don't you?
want to see the Lancelot. That's why. I mean, I'm trying to rationalize it. Like, I really want to see that Lance, or maybe a Haya. You know, just miss those stuff. But yeah, you're right. Carl TZ probably gonna pick up the Julian. Paramis though, I think can be a
Wala
pretty
flex
good
pick yung kabila eh. Hinahanap na dito mid lane and gold.
See that too?
Kasi pwede mo ring ano eh. Pwede mo ring i-mid lane si Julian eh.
Sana. They go ahead and play safe and they beat out the Ruby. Ruby lane
For tawag nun, TL-PH. Pero sa ano, sa Blacklist International, we're looking forward sa same. XP, pwede mong XP si Hylos eh.
might fit well into this lineup. I think they'll be a little bit safer.
Both flex pick.
Yeah.
and maybe just try to converge later on for it.
Sino ba yung tingin yung ano dito?
Right now though,
Pwede sa composition.
talked about the Vexana.
Vexana
right
muna,
there.
pinasok
Docket.
nila for mid
Great
lane.
wombo combos incoming for sure here, coming in from Blacklist.
Lunox would be way too risky, man. Unless they put the Julian in the mid and go for a high damage dealing assassin into the jungle.
Vexana, kinuha nila, no? Valentina na naman sa kabila,
That's
possible
the route that you
kunin.
want to go for if you're gonna go for Lunox gold.
Pwede niya kasing gayahin yung ano, yung ultimate ni Vexana or yung kay Hylos.
Yeah, because you already have a roaming
Pwede mong
trio
anihin,
as
kopya yun, IMU.
that could make the late game come a little bit faster. They can be the bridge to the late game while the Claude is just busy farming
Ano
up.
natin to, tawag
If they
nun,
want to damage early on, they could
Panggulo
go
pick.
Bruno. But yeah, Claude's the safer
the
one.
safe.
Claude and
And there it is.
Louis.
Look at the surprise at the same time, very happy to see the Loyi once more.
Maganda ang ikot
Match
nito.
number 1 as well. We saw Loyi
In terms of ano,
not as
tawag nun, gank.
Lolita coming into play here.
Okay.
We are gonna see a high loss XP.
What I'm trying to see right now is, yeah, this will be our revitalized Lolita.
Lolita. Bali, Hylos, XP. Para sa side ng Blacklist International.
one of the last picks blue side was great.
Ayan,
because
pick
the
nyo na
lineup of
sinong
Blacklist International wants to
sinong
fight
bias
under-
nyo dito.
under
Blacklist
things,
International
under the
and
glorious pathway, under the
Team
range
Team
of
Liquid
the
PH.
ultimate of the Lolita and the Zaman Force of the Harith as well, that it's so easy for Aloy to stop them with a well-timed and well-placed rotation and dispersion.
And so many zones that can
We have here Sanford, Carl TC, GP, Sanji, Benicuti for TLPH, Haji, Oheb, MP the King, Exhort, Lord JM for Blacklist International. Akala ko may kita ko ngayon si Dilar.
in Blacklist International.
Hopefully bago matapos yung gabi, no, ipasok na si Dilar for EXP.
Sloan Cook
Coach
Welcome
picking
to
up the
Mobile
Lolita
Legends.
right at the last spot means there's more than just the glorious pathway they have to deal with.
Oops, technical pause muna tayo.
All right, let it simmer.
let it simmer.
Low heat for
Low-
5 minutes.
Kailangan kailangan
low
huminga.
You know, and
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't cook.
I don't. You don't. Me neither.
Technical pause muna.
Anyway, going back to this TLPH, of course, after what happened yesterday, I think, in a way, they're going to want to go ahead and get the sweep here against Blacklist International.
In terms of point system, naghahabol yung Blacklist. Wala pa silang point, miski isa.
It seems to be
Ang laki ng hinahabol nila in terms of sa standings. And yung TLPH naman, naghahabol din ng points para umangat naman sa standings din. Kumbaga, iniiwasan nila mapunta sa 5th at saka 6th place. Medyo, alanganin pag napunta ka sa na yun, sa pwesto na yun, 6th and 5th place. Kasi 7, 8, ayun yung alanganin mo na na pwesto eh. Which is, nandoon yung Blacklist at saka TNC. Kumbaga, alanganin yung pwesto ng Blacklist at saka TNC doon. Pero TNC wala pa nakakuhang puntos eh. Blacklist naghahabol pa ng 1 puntos.
Sure, you can remove yourself from the situation.
Kasi ang alanganin ngayon sa season is
Right? What if they
it's win or lose talaga. Win or nothing. Kailangan mo manalo ng isang buong serye or isang buong match bago ka magkapuntos. Kung wala kang naipanalo, 0 talaga. Baga matuwan mo yung kalaban, may 1 point ka. Sa losing team, 0 talaga. Kaya ang hirap ang hirap habol. Before, 'di ba, meron tayo dati nangyari 3 or 2 depende sa sa point. Basta magkaroon ka ng isang panalo, may 1 point ka. Kumbaga makakapag makapagpondo. Ngayon wala nang pondong mangyayari. Kailangan mong humabol para umabol manalo para magkaroon ng puntos. Yun ang natin dito, hinahabol ng Blacklist International ngayon. Silang dalawa ng TNC, yung bottom, yung 7 at saka 8 place, which is nasa na tayo nasa week number 3. We're turning to week number 4. Kumbaga kalahati na ng regular season, mas mahirap maghabol pag second round na ng regular season, which is start na ng laban natin, Blacklist International and TLPH. Shoutout sa mga viewers natin. Welcome to Chessy Gaming.
He's up against a titan in the jungle, obviously, himself, Carl TZ.
With Haji and Exhort, nasa mid lane natin. Pero GP dito. Kahapon ganda ng laban ng TLPH at saka ng AP Bren. Kumbaga grabe yung nila doon, umabot ng 35 minutes yung game number 2 nila. Ganun kahaba o katagal yung nilaro nung TLPH at saka ng AP Bren. Pero ngayon, hopefully, we'll go to the game number 3. JP with Sanford, Lord JM. Marami ba nag-aabang sa inyo sa kay Dilar? Parang once pa lang siya naglaro, no? Last time. Medyo slow pacing yung laro ngayon ng TLPH. Hindi masyadong aggressive in terms of rotation. Like ng mga nakaraang laban nila. Pero MP the King with Haji 3v2.
final series, but it seems like it's more often than not. And the Jawhead is such a great roam option right now for those pickoff potentials, you know, letting you get that favorable skirmish going on early game. And it's something that teams kind of have to play around too. And so with that, like TL-PH, you're going to see them go ahead and kind of get in position for the first objective. Carl Teasy's making his way here. But that's who you want to keep your eye on. It's either JP to force it, or even Sanford.
Yung mga Blacklist International, yung Turtle.
Luckily, all
Turtle dance na ngayon ng usa Pilipinas na rin eh.
They do send
Maraming nanonood palagi sa ano eh, from other region. Even sa sa Turtle, nagkakaroon ng Turtle dance na ngayon.
They're delaying this turtle, man. Have you ever seen the early game turtle shuffle? Like, what it is.
It's very delayed.
Whoa!
Pero ito, Glorious Pathway, MP Daki na secure yung Turtle, pero ganda na pag-aabang sa convex sound ng Exort. Eternal Guard. Panggulo lang dito, pero JP with ang ganda ng lipat ng ano doon. Wala. Ang ganda ng ginawang ano doon, teleportation ng Loyi. Ito yung aabangan ng ano, ng Blacklist International. Kailangan nila pag-ingatan to. Lord JM na-poke dito with Courtesy and Sanford.
Alright, he's good, he's fine. What I would say is it's an Olympic gymnastic landing. You know what I mean? Like, you can get the flips in, but what if you land on your head? They landed on their feet.
They did. You know, at this point, you got to land on your feet more often than your head, I would say, right? So JP might get set up here. Already getting that retribution is too much to handle. JP will get picked off here. Blade of Heptacy is also being picked up for MP the King, so it's going to help spike up that damage a little bit more on this Nolan, like we've been talking about. And now they'll focus topside, get a little extra gold in their pockets, about a 1K gold lead now.
Blacks International clearly in control, drawing first blood, taking that first turtle. And TL-PH are definitely
Slow
put
pacing
in
game.
Back foot this time around, which sucks for a Jawhead. We were talking about JP and the Jawhead. A Jawhead that's on the defense is not a very happy Jawhead.
You know, whether he's happy or not, the thing about Haji too, I know we didn't get a chance to point this out because Renmar was talking about the revitalized Lolita.
Pero ito,
It's an old school Lolita.
I like that better, man.
maganda yung position sa taas ha. Inaabangan ito si Oheb.
Blast that you're used to seeing on Lolitas because they already have it from Lord JM.
Pero bottom lane natin, Lord JM, tinatangke rito.
On the high lows, take the revitalize, get that playmaking potential battle spell for Lolita.
All right, to be fair,
This is yung second turtle natin. Nagsimula na
trying to catch JP,
ipoke
bonking him.
ng Blacklist International si JP dito.
We are cooldown for the remainder of the turtle take. Now at about 4/5 of the health.
You can see it, Haji setting up for what I was talking about.
Pero ganda na pasok ni Sanford doon kay Exort. MP Daki pa yung nakakuha ng turtle natin. Glorious Pathway. Grabe yung habol. Benecuty. Hinabol si Exort mula sa dulo. Pero Courtesy nakuha si Lord JM. Benecuty na punish doon. With Sanji, humabol pa. Nag-audition din para sa side ng TL-PH. Medyo maling ano yun, maling desisyon na buhay. Nahuli ang kanyang pag-teleport doon. Ang pag-respo sana niya, kaso nga lang, nandun pa si MP the King.
Blazing duet into the back line. Let's see where he was. Yeah, he was nearly even kitted up to do that much damage. He's behind.
Maganda yung ginawa ni Sanford. Pumunta sa backline ng Blacklist during turtle fight. Hinanap niya agad si Exort eh. Kaso kulang yung damage siya para ma-burst si doon si Exort mula sa likod. Yung shoutout sa mga viewers natin. Drop down nyo lang yung mga dyan. Shoutout yung sa baba ng babasa natin during this match ng Blacklist International versus TL-PH. Oheb nakakuha yung Torre. Glorious Pathway nakakuha si JP. Alangayin si Sanford. Bumawi dito yung Blacklist International. Ang gandang objectives no, nakuha mo na yung Torre, nakuha pa ng 2 kill.
With a 5th grader as second graders. They're with
Haji
gold
with
lead,
Lolita.
They're punching up, man. They were
Mina-maximize
punching
dito yung
up.
ano niya, yung buyer
This
niya.
is not the playground you want to be punching up
Give me your
on.
lunch, never mind. Give me all.
Mga tinatangki lahat ng ano, lahat ng binabatong damage dito ng ano ng TL-PH.
The last turtle spawning in the upper quarter. You know what?
This
I'm not
is
so
the
sure if that
four-man
last
rotation
sequence
ng Blacklist.
that
Ito na ba yung new
obviously
Ube?
got punished
The
for,
new playboy
would be
ng
enough to
Ube
stop
for
him from
Blacklist
that, because
International.
all these notorious for forcing plays like that and still getting away with it.
Yeah, and you know, at times it might be a risk.
RTC,
but
pinupok
they made the
dito,
call, they
MP
made
the
they
King,
finally
walang
play.
contest,
Doesn't
tatlong
happen in their
turtle
favor.
napunta
Now
sa Blacklist
Objective secured here. Once
International.
again, diversion could be used,
Ganda
but
ng
Blacklist
pasok
wants to
doon
fight
ni
over the
Haji,
turret.
pero na-punish
Haji
siya.
does get down, but they get
Nakabawi,
collapsed in.
MP the King,
Under
tatlo ang
it all.
baksak sa side ng
Three down.
TL-PH.
Oheb finally gets
Make it
taken care of,
4,
and Haji out of
alanganin
the
si
picture as well, but
Sanford.
Sanford's gonna be next as
Grabing
Exor grabs the
objective yan,
double.
nakuha mo na yung turtle, meron ka pang
It was
apat,
just
Benny.
na-kill. Benny Cutie, bala ko rin
He's
dito si
got
Lord
it
JM,
there.
pero
Okay.
hindi nakuha niya.
Run! But MP the
Wipe
King
out.
won't let him.
Even
Para sa side ng
on an
TL-PH.
individual level, even on an individual level, Team Liquid PH got that dog.
Maasim play
Oh,
para kay Benny Cutie doon.
I see a kill. I
Nabatawag
wanna
doon,
take
worth
it.
it ba yun? Para sa akin, hindi. Sayang
You
kasi.
need more of that, you know? Benny Cutie's like, I know what
Nakuha
behind,
mo si
I'm
Lord
going for it.
JM,
And then, unfortunately, MP the King.
pero na-kill ka rin. Kumbaga sayang yung ano, sayang yung
They're already punching up. You
take
can't
mo
get
doon.
some coins and
Nabawi lang din
Yeah,
kaagad.
he's not trying to get as much. Yeah. All right. Still maintaining a 4,000 gold lead.
Oy, sana kill mo si Oheb o si
I'm
MP the
wondering
King eh.
if they keep doing this, they hit critical mass and eventually they close the gap. What if, right? What if this is the Team Liquid PH manifesto? We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep forcing fights so that eventually Oheb doesn't even scale up anymore. MP the King can't even clean house. What if?
Just keep.
What's the gap? All right, 500 between Carl and MP. And
I think it was
then-
almost nearly
Oheb.
2,000 between the gold.
Oh, that's
Gold lane.
With the Haji, ganda ng pwesto
Yeah.
rito.
And so
In out
Benny
para
Cutie's
kay MP the King.
Scrambling at this point, trying to find anything that he can.
He needs the money.
He needs that money. Like, he's got to catch up.
Give me the money.
Carl TC with the Julian. Medyo hindi siya makal dito
As we talked
penetrate
about, outmatching that goal lane right now against
sa
Benny
front
Cutie's
line ng
the
ano
bench
ng
press,
Blacklist
by the way.
International.
We did talk about the difference with the gold lanes between these two players.
They look
Kumbaga kay Haji at saka ano eh, kay
going head-to-head.
Lord JM eh.
More bouts against Benny Cutie than
Kumbaga ang
the other way
initiative nila
around.
dito si Lord
So
JM with the
now,
glorious pathway.
art imitates
Kapag
life.
na-hold nila doon,
This
saka
is literally
papalo
how
ngayon
it
si ano
goes.
si
Then warm up,
si Haji.
quite a handful more to get to where Oheb is.
And I like this because
Kumbaga
they're gonna go ahead and slow
protektado
down.
yung backline kaya laging hinahabol dito ni ano. It's either si JP or si Sanford yung papasok sa backline ng ano ng Blacklist International para makuha si Exort or si Oheb.
Looks like they sent Benny Cutie down to the bottom side. It goes back as well. So very good usage.
So MP the King, ganda ng pwesto ni Lord JM and ni Haji. Po front line, glorious pathway once again. Nahuli dun sa backline. Sanji with JP, bawas na yung buhay.
Still looking for the Lord here. Sanford will push him off. Now Exor on the
Nag-fade
front
off
side
pa,
here. They jump
pero
back in
sa
once again.
Benny Cutie, ang ganda ng pasok doon. Carl TC nakakuha ng Lord. Grabe yung ano doon, patience na meron at saka discipline. Sanford. Carl TC, nakuha rin yung dalawa, apat ang baksak sa side ng Blacklist International. Only Haji
And Team
is the
Liquid
sole
Philippines
survivor
walks
para sa
away
mga
with the Lord.
agents.
Highway robbery. We'll see it once again in the instant replay brought to us by Infinix.
Andito,
It started with all right, I was going to
Hindi
rewind a
pa.
little too far back, but the fact that all of Team Liquid PH were on the same page.
Yeah.
All of them were saying, you know what, Benny's down.
Pasok yung ano eh,
but we got the
backline
Lord
doon
and we
ng ano eh,
can
ng
force a
Blacklist
fight.
International
The
eh.
Blacklist wasn't ready for it. I think this is where Joseph, this
Ganda
is so-
ng ano, glorious
this is where
pathway ni
chemistry
Lord
comes
JM
in.
during the
The
clash.
fact that all of you are
Pinasok
aware
niya
of
hanggang
how much
backline.
you're always
Kaso, ang
together
nangyari,
for the
tumagos.
bigger picture. And here, Team Liquid
Si
PH
JP lang ang sumula lahat ng
they have the
damage.
lead now.
They got their money back.
They got the money back.
The little bit of money that was stolen, they got it back. And
Oh.
it's completely back in their favor here.
Oh, nahuli pa. Ang
Looking for
ganda ng
more.
pagkakahagis. Lord JM. Once
Just
again,
takes
ang
it down.
nagulpe rito.
Just like that. Have you ever seen a horse fly?
Yun, hopefully next
I have now.
next match.
There's a reason why they
Next
don't.
game
Say
pala,
no,
next
give
game. That's si
Give him a- I was
General
gonna give him a
Delar.
Pegasus skin, man. Give Hylos the Pegasus skin.
There's another skin coming up, but ladies and gentlemen, look at the map. It's turned blue. The Cavalry have had their way, and it came from back-to-back-to-back attempts at turning the tables on Blacklist International. Now they're looking at about a 2,000 gold lead, 12 minutes in. Prior, I'd say maybe 6 months ago,
Yeah.
9 months ago, it was just Carl Teasy calling the shots on the Baksha, on the Akai, forcing these plays.
Yeah.
But now that he has a little bit more oomph, and the rest of them understand that this is our play style, this is our pace, they can all do that like that. Now
Yeah.
it makes sense why Benicute was forcing kills earlier.
I was gonna say, it's like you mentioned earlier on, maybe this is just the concept that TLPH wants to continue to play with. Even when they're down, they still force the fights of like, hey, look, we do believe in our synergy, our chemistry, whatever we want to call it, and we can go toe-to-toe.
Pero
with you,
dito,
even when we're
alanganin
down in
dito ang
terms
ang Blacklist
and they've done,
International.
at this point, they pretty
This is
much
the first
brought things
Lord.
back, I would say, in
Medyo
their
open na
favor
yung
for the
base
next
nila.
Liquid brings us a new definition of playing from behind.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a way to play from behind aggressively and not get punished for it. Hell, find a way to get back into the driver's seat. We're waiting for a Lord here spawning about half a minute. Lower corner
JP,
of the map.
ganun
Look at
pwesto
this. This is
rito.
just JP holding it, right? This is just JP holding
Aagawin,
it.
balak
Blacklist
ino
go
dito,
crazy.
still, ganong
They're
kabilis.
gold. They even let go of the purple.
Yeah,
Walang resources dito, naagaw yung blue buff ng Blacklist International. JP, once again, ang ganda ng pagkakahagis. Lord JM, once again, the victim. Pero JP, sinasalo lahat ng damage. Overhead, MP, the King gets Sanji. Dalawang baksak side ng MPL-PH. Pero di pa tapos dito ang agent. Sanford kumukuha ng damage.
And Benicute will be fine.
Para side ng
But this could be a lore down
MLBB.
favor for Blacklist unless they can stop it.
The Cavalry have
Trying to
gotten
steal
punished.
dito.
Overloaded with
Benicute
CC,
with
zoning,
Carl TC,
AoE
Haji
skills.
hinahanap
Looks like
sila.
Carl can pull a fast one.
Oh, look at the pressure Carl is just putting up here. Just showing face.
The young goat.
Sanford
Grabe.
Betty waiting on, has the stacks.
Glorious
Pathway to be dropped
pathway,
down once
pumasok
again,
dito na
tries to get out of
paatras.
that. He's gonna be fine.
MP the King secures the
MP
first
the King
turtle, pero hindi
will
pa
get
tapos
the
ito ang
Lord.
bakbakan.
But it looks
Sanford
like
with
they're gonna fight
Sanji.
diversion coming in from the other side.
Sanford
They
with
give the
Benicute
call to
pala,
the
sorry.
goal.
Carl
Giant goes
TC.
in.
Sanji,
Looking for the toss-up,
pumunta na
they're
rin.
on the
Hinahabol
escape.
ito si
Oh,
Oheb.
they have
Oheb
to
and
run.
Sanji is
Haji
down.
won't be able to get away.
Hindi pa
Neither
tapos.
will Oheb. So 2 down for Blacklist, but at least they got the Lord.
KL1 is down. I
Ang
repeat,
ganda
KL1
ng
is
habol
down.
doon ni Sanji.
When they get spread
From
out,
the back.
scattered, dispersed, Blacklist lose their main advantage. And because of that,
Wala
this
na.
Lord is going to be taken care of.
Natunaw
with
kaagad
compassion.
yung Lord.
It seems
Hindi
like
na
one of
maku.
it happened.
Carl
So
TC.
is MP 1v1.
Napadaan lang doon si MP the King. Napitas pa.
With Kyle Teasy, he brings it to this game.
Hindi na maximize doon ng Blacklist International yung nakuwang Lord. Instead, sila pa yung na-punish.
Oh, wow. Again, the pendulum hath swingeth.
Nadali
And now,
doon.
once more, Team Liquid PH back in control. Another purple buff stolen away.
Ang ganda rin ng ginawang pressure kasi kanina ni Carl TC. Hindi siya nagtago during Lord fight. Nagpakita siya. Sabi niya lang doon na kaya kong steal yan.
I mean, they're like
During ang patapos na yung Lord, nag-glorious pathway na si Lord JM. From the back, umikot si Sanford with Benicute para bawasan yung buhay ng doon ng Blacklist International. Pinasok yung backline. Then sakto yung dating ni Sanji para Romespo. Doon unti-unting bumaksak at naubos yung Blacklist International. Hindi nag-materialize o hindi nila na-maximize yung Lord take na nangyari doon. Kumbaga walang nangyari talaga.
And that's the problem. Like Blacklist International every time kind of has to wait for that.
Yep.
So when they approach the objective areas, that's kind of what they're looking out for. Lord GM, we already saw him. He is the tanky guy alongside Haji. But either of them, if they're thrown behind the team of TLPH in the cutoff, they could potentially get bursted down.
Everything just falls apart. Look at this Team Liquid PH sending.
Biglang lumiit yung mundo ng Blacklist International dito.
It's a BMI showcase.
We have a 2K gold lead
Throughout the whole debacle,
in
look
favor
at,
of TLPH.
Blacklist just lost that
Waiting
inhibitor.
for the next
Perfect
Lord.
damage they have to deal with in the long lane. Claude now currently is the 4th most picked hero in the history of
Gun blazing. Claude is the 4th most picked hero in the history of MPL-PH.
All it's time.
Once
Awesome
again, ang
again,
ganda
and
ng
look at George,
pagkakahagis
Lord
doon ni
Jam,
JP.
health bar gets brought to half health, still gonna be
JP
fighting it out.
makakatakas
has to
pa.
push her out. Benny Cutie on the backside already.
Benny
A couple
Cutie,
shots.
ang ganda ng binagyo yung loob ng Blacklist International.
BMI's out.
Grabe yung BMI doon.
Touche. And a whole lot of battle spells as well.
And
So
on
it's
point
flicker,
lahat ng
Lord
hagis
James
ni
to
JP.
revitalize JP's conceal and his flicker.
Lahat ng dumaan sa bush. Kumbaga magbubush check si Lord JM laging nahagis. And possible ma-burst. Ganon kadelikado ngayon si JP. In terms of checking bushes sa side naman ng Blacklist International.
The Lord still stands and now suddenly
Once again, JP from the back.
and because of the Loyi and Claude, it's so hard for Blacklist to respond.
Yeah, it's such an advantage to work around on a
Kompleto
macro
pa
level
lahat
here.
ng ultimate dito maliban kay Sanji at RTC.
Utilizing that combination of the diversion.
Resources naman available lahat for Blacklist International. Maliban sa flicker ni Exhort.
They gotta protect MP the King. They know that setup from
Binibait na JP from the back once again. Target ka dito si Oheb. Papasok na ba from the back? JP. JP, hinahanap si Oheb dito na paatras. Ang ganda ng pinapakita ni JP presence dito. Pero MP the King na still pa yung Lord. MP the King na punish doon na hagis. Pero Benny Cutie, Lord JM, binabawasan dito. Ang ganda ng pagkaka-Lord still doon.
But at what cost?
Pero
Joseph,
wala
they
pa
lost
rin.
2 on the way out. Lord JM.
Mukhang hindi
King
mamamaximize
MP,
once
loyalty
again.
out the
Di
door.
ma-utilize ng
Carl
Blacklist
Easy
International
Lord,
Lord na meron sila. Mabilis lang na mababurst to. Nicole, TC.
Wanting to get the base turrets if they can. Eternal Guard's going to be used. In that front side, trying to keep them from going, but Benny
Benny Cutie from the back, blazing duet.
Winner's crown and looks for more. Ohab's going to be punished as he falls, and Sanford
Boom.
will survive it all, but JP won't.
All right, JP sacrificed himself for 40. I think that's a better deal on the way out anyways. JP's your roamer, he can afford it, and they traded out for Oheb. It's been a tough past 10 minutes for Oheb. He was in control from the early to mid, and then suddenly, after Team Liquid PH hit their growth spurt, once they both had puberty, it was just so hard for Oheb.
Grabe yung dito, yung pressure
This is the game
na ginagawa ng TLPH sa Blacklist International.
Mind you, Oheb actually has higher net worth right now at about 13.7 compared to Benny's 13 flat. So if Blacklist can actually hold on and get a little bit more gold, luckily they can. There's about a minute and a half before the next Lord spawns in the upper quarter. Oheb can juggle. Oheb can, play around with an immortality, play around with a winner crown, and then that's what makes Team Liquid PH's approach to this Lord a little more difficult, because you saw there, right?
Ganda ng posisyon itong TLPH. Once again.
It's a very good 5-man team fight.
They have a great team fight. Like we just saw, even, Lord JM just picked up his own winner's crown. So if all he does is drop down the glorious pathway, let's say he gets thrown by JP, he's actually okay because he can still pop that, the winner's crown and be alive for a little bit longer while the rest of the team comes in.
Do it under
Less
the
than a
pathway
minute
with a
with the next Lord.
Little fountain. Got a mobile
Healing
fountain. Got a mobile
Isa pa rin sa problem dito ng Blacklist International is hindi sila makapasok naman sa backline ng TLPH, which is baliktad naman yung ginagawa dito ng TLPH. Hinaharas kagad ni JP yung backline ng backline ng Blacklist International. Kaya yung rotation nila is nababago. Ganun ka haras yung ginagawa dito ni JP.
They had an endurance test last night. So it's up to Blacklist International here to
na slow push para sa side ng TLPH. Yung top lane dito, iniipon lang yung mga minions.
TLPH are giving the same respect to Blacklist as they do to their co-titans of MLBB.
So JP, Lord JM, playing front. Haji, pinipok si Sanford dito. Pero Sanji and JP,
dancing around.
Di pa
How they will wait
pinapakita
for it.
yung
Honestly,
ano nila,
Blacklist can take this
position
without a
nila.
short.
Yeah, they're gonna have to wait. He's got to go clear that wave too, and they know it. Also,
Sanji, napopokus si Lord
on where
JM.
possibly that diversion play is gonna go. JP shows face, has
Bottom
the conceal,
lane, ah.
throws Lord JM.
Lord
Hospital
JM
finalizes
sacrifices
with a crown already.
himself,
Hospital go in
alanganin,
with the
glorious
neutral blast.
pathway.
Diversion to be
Tatlo
used
ang
to the backside,
nahuli
under
dito,
the
pero
bottom
Sanford
turret.
nauwa si
Still
Lord
no pull
JM.
lane. They might
MP
just
the
go
King
for a
once again
base
secures
push
the
here.
top.
Oh,
Apital the
Blacklist
Lord.
tries to get to the base, but 3 members of the
Pero
cavalry
yung
are there.
andoon na si
The
Benny
plan
Cutie,
all
nasa
along
base na.
as they take game 1.
Damn you, Benny!
Grabe ka,
Damn
Benny.
you! Blacklist International had it. It was
Once
their
again,
Lord.
the
It was their
signature
night.
backdoor
And with the help
play
of Sanji and Sanford to set
ng
Sanford
TLPH.
Liquid Philippines
Pinakitaan dito ang nakakatromang gameplay ng TLPH. Once again, nabiktima dito ang Blacklist International. TLPH secures game number 1.
Anytime Benny's on the map,
Huwag kayo talaga magpapaampante pag nandyan si Benny Cutie.
let's go to the infinite game to find him, break it down.
Ganong katindi.
Yo, Geragard, how many times? How many times? Watch your minion waves when you're up against Team Liquid Philippines.
You know what to do.
You need a counter.
Is there not a sign somewhere here that says if you are against TLPH, watch your face?
I am. That was just.
Grabe yung
That was
busy ka sa
art.
Lord Take, no?
Team
Pero iba
Liquid
yung
just did
objectives
art.
na gustong gawin ng
But it was art that
TLPH.
everyone knew was coming.
It's a funny thing, you know it's coming.
You saw the minions were coming. A big stack of minions. You're up against a Louis, Edith, and Claude. And Benny King as the
Grabe ka,
MVP.
Benny.
Of course. Benny Cutie, I mean, kidding aside, obviously it takes a lot of setup for stuff like that to actually happen. And to dupe your opponent into thinking you're actually
Yan,
going
this
for
is
team fight,
Chelsea
but no.
Gaming. See you later during
Claude looks
drafting
like the most liquid
pace.
Echo hero ever, with the blues of Liquid, with the purple of Echo. And is it just me, or are they wearing a new purple variant of their jersey?
It does seem to be, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that is, I want one of that. Anyway, he also has that snide look, like, hey, I just stole your base.
Yeah,
What you
just
gonna
stole
do
your
about
base.
it?
Yeah,
right?
but dude, Benny Cutie, you know what I loved about his performance here, other than the fact that he did Benny Cutie things, damn you, Benny, again, great itemization. He went for 2 key items here. He built the Rose Gold Meteor so that he gets a little bit more sustain from the magic damage dealt out by Oheb and Exort as well. And most importantly, he went for the Winter Crown so that he could go in for those really what we call sour, a little bit too eager dives into the back line, Blazing Duet, Winter Crown, so you can Blazing Duet without a problem.
Yeah, I think Leo pointed out, I mean, each and every single member of ELPH knowing the limitations of their heroes, even fighting against Black International, like 4K, 3K gold ahead,
Yeah.
and still coming out on top.
Yeah, and they had to crawl back by doing things like this. In this Lord here, TLPH, it was initiated, countered, Sanji and JP actually fell. TLPH were able to hold on long enough, Ben Cutie, Carl TZ, and Sanford, to the point where when Blacklist International won that Lord, JP and Sanji came back so that they could force a fight, which eventually started the TLPH turnaround because Blacklist International couldn't do anything with this Lord. Carl TZ lost some Retribution duels against MP the King in this game. But it seems like for every win Blacklist International got from the mid to the late game, it was countered by something by TLPH until it got to the ultimate counter, which is them just split pushing again.
Yeah, things just kept adding up and adding up and adding up until the point where it felt like Blacklist couldn't really fight back anymore.
Yeah.
We got to a point where, man, what can they do? They're all over the map. Benny Cutie is everywhere. Yet that's because of the combo with the Loyi of Sanji. I feel like it was always used. It was never
Yeah.
off cooldown.
Yeah, there was actually in the, I believe it was the second Lord of the game, where in Team Liquid, I have to go back and revisit my notes, one of the reasons why Blacklist International couldn't fight well into it was because Lord JM, oh, excuse me, that was Lord 1. In the first Lord, TLPH was able to take that because of Sanji's Loyi zoning out the other members of Blacklist International in the initial engage that they did, until eventually TLPH was able to turn that around and win the Lord for themselves.
Yeah, and taking that Lord, it felt like, I don't know, it didn't feel as consequential as usually is, right?
Yeah.
That fight. it's not like even though Blacklist could take a Lord, there's always a trade. I think they mentioned it earlier. 2 trades, 2 kills for a Lord in around a bit of a late game scenario doesn't feel as stonks as it should be.
Yeah. I like that you mentioned stalls here because Blacklist International, they were selling early, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? They were buying early. They was like, oh, it's low
Buy,
right
buy,
now.
buy, buy, buy.
You buy it.
Yeah.
It can't get any lower than this. But TL-PH were able to buy at the right time because every time Blacklist International would initiate for advantage in the Lord, they would blow so many abilities.
Oh, yeah.
The TL-PH, again, with an Edith on their side, that's the thing that Edith counts here. How many abilities did their opponent spend so that by the time Blacklist International has already built their initial advantage by fighting and getting a pick off, the Edith is still alive so that around Sanford, TL-PH would be able to build the trades.
Yeah, and they sold.
Yeah.
And in the right moments as well. Despite the Lolita being present in this, where it gave me a lot of heart attacks there. Where, bro, he was gonna die to the Guardian's reflection. Some of these fights, it felt like it was specifically made. It was specifically picked up to counter stuff that Ben Cutie was gonna do. It does not really have that kind of effect here.
Yeah, they couldn't counter the thing that Ben Cutie ultimately ends up doing a lot, which is split pushing. But you're right, man. Haji's positioning with the Guardian's Reflection meant that Ben Cutie really had to find the more weirder angles, the difficult angles as a Claude, so that he could Blazing Duet in the background. Because Haji, with how he built, with more shields for himself, he went with the Flask of the Oasis, even built Oracle as well. So that's not an easy Lolita to take down. It was up to Benny Cutie to say, oh, I just need to find a way around her.
And the rest of the team did help out, right?
Yeah,
in the moments that Benny Cutie couldn't finish it off, there was always someone who was following up. And I like that about TL-PH. Like you mentioned, like the casters mentioned, man, it's like so easy for them to just, take out these fights, knowing the limitations of their heroes, and knowing when they could actually push the envelope, which they did at the very end. It made Blacklist forget, you know what, this is what we're known for, this is what we do, this is how we win.
Yeah. And for Blacklist International, again, with what they decided to draft here, we talked about the winning conditions earlier, the keys to victory, get the mages for OHEB, the mage gold laners. They built a lineup that would take control of the game fast, which is what Blacklist International do. And you could tell that MP the King was playing a little bit more towards the comfort of his playstyle back in Cambodia when Siyusun was ruling there, which was to just be aggro, take control. There's no way we're going to let you play because we're just taking you down and building advantage over and over again. But then as the game went on, you realize now, again, why that's so difficult to translate in the Philippine meta as a whole. If the game doesn't end early, you're instantly the bye that you keep doing would eventually just get countered because you're not counting your abilities, right? And the other team is.
Yeah, you just can't do that all eyes on me thing that you can do in other regions, right?
Yeah.
Where, oh, guys, look at me, I'm the carry now. Doesn't work that way. So, at the same lane, I feel like Carl TZ definitely growing up to be, the opposite lane rather, Carl TZ growing up to be a real team player in these fights, comparatively. You know what I mean? Yeah,
he did admit that that's one of the things he wanted to do. He used those exact words. Before it was all about me, but now I just want to be the best for my team.
Man, how they have grown. How they have grown.
Yeah, man, you've been here since season 1, so you've literally seen them grow up.
Yeah, and again, it's very impressive to see them do that. And again, the consistency that TL-PH are building towards what we know them to be, what they can be, a very powerful team, and again, top tier in their class. We have a video here from Sanford, I believe. I wonder what he has to say about Team Liquid PH performance.
Kahit ilang season na nilipas or ilang season na naglalaro ako is isa pa rin talaga ako sa mga top tier XP lane.
Yeah. Actually, I
using those exact words.
Yeah, I could provide a little bit more context with that. Sanford has said in the past that he still doesn't see himself as one of the top tier EXP laners, even though he is. Even though a lot of people tell him he is.
Yeah.
And that's why he's still going into the season, and currently right now where they are in the standings, he's still going at it with the mentality of, oh, I still need to do so much to consider myself a top tier EXP laner. Coming from the guy that, if I'm not mistaken, won finals MVP last season.
Yes. Cough, cough. Yeah, and I think that's, again, a sign of a team that is still on the rise. I don't think they've really hit their peak yet.
Oh yeah, for
There's
sure.
so much room for improvement and so much room for growth still, despite being on the upper echelon. Like, a lot of the people I've talked to before these matches started, they always go for, like, FCAP and TLPH are on a league of their own.
Yeah.
They're on a tier of their own. Like, everyone is, like, right now A+. There's an S tier and then there's S+. That's where they are.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens, and maybe you will get to find that out for yourself as well. Because you know what, guys? You can watch them live. Because Week 4 tickets are still on sale, but they're running out fast. So please, 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 come on. Get those tickets now. Don't miss out on all the action live here at the MPL Arena. Get them while they're hot.
I saw the links there earlier. Go ahead into the MPL-PH website. You can get all the info there, as well as to where you can get them tickets.
And of course, for this one, we have an MPL Arena activity. Indexalon looking for the freshest faces on site. I wonder who that is going to be. It is the Indexalon beauties that we have here. I don't know if people on phones count. Probably not.
Now they gotta be risen. They gotta be risen the camera.
You gotta be risen, man. You gotta be risen. Look your best.
Risen.
Oh, look at that guy. Look at that very dapper boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a hat and everything, the Luffy hat.
Yeah, that Luffy hat.
And again, I'm not sure if the people on the phones count.
It's okay if they want to win by showing it to their friends. Go ahead.
I wonder.
Oh,
if
is
there
that
was-
her? Is she showing off herself, but she's shy to like show her face?
I mean,
Like, that guy's just showing off his account.
yeah, that's your account. I don't know, but yeah, you know what? Show off your face. If you're too shy, it helps. Like, look, this is me.
Yeah, it's nice to
Right
just
to the
get
camera.
Yeah, it's nice to just get a look. You know.
Get a look in. Yeah. And right now, obviously, we are done with the shenanigans, as the kids say. Blacklist on the red side. There you go, man. I feel like the red side is definitely... Some teams really do favor the powerful two picks. I personally feel like it's a great side. But at the same time, the existence of heroes like the Link, right? I feel like you don't really want to first pick it right away. And
Yeah.
I think that's what Blacklist is banking on.
Yeah, I think they're going to be looking at the strength of the counter pick and the surprises with the last two picks, seeing if they could take away. Usually, teams on the red side, what they do is, of course, you're obligated to ban chip,
Yep.
and then you change the picture of the draft with your next two
That's just
bans,
housekeeping.
either by the Lynx, the Moscovs, the Rubies, the Harris, all of that. Not the Ruby, excuse me, the Roger, the
Oh,
Harris,
yeah.
all that. And then whatever the first pick is, you just get the strongest possible two for your first two picks. And teams are starting to understand how to operate around that one, because before game number one, all in the first series, all of the games were won by teams on the red side.
So there's some stats for you right there. I
Yeah.
feel that's very easy to just red side wins today.
Yeah, red side's winning
That's
today.
that's an easy way to put it.
Yeah,
And
it's been winning more since yesterday too.
that's right. There you go. Chip banned out as usual for the Reds. Sushin is going to be out as well. No links today, which means high loss is the open pick for
Yeah.
here. Or the Edith. Possible first picks here for TLPH.
Edith, high loss, Zask is where my eyes will be at right now. So they go for the Edith, as you mentioned. Blacklist International might want to consider taking away the Lo Yi, because that could be a good combo again for TLPH.
You don't want a replay of that. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is going to haunt nightmares for
Yeah,
sure.
and it's funny because like if Blacklist International decides to go Zask here, then even more so TLPH can just hammer in again at the thought of, you know what, let's just go Claude Lo Yi again and just hope we can cross it into the mid to the late game.
I thought you were going to pun out the hammer for Lolita, but maybe that's going to happen later on.
You know, I will not knock that idea because I do really want to see Lolita Hanabi again.
Oh, man. Come on. Just once. Before the weekends, right? Before the weekend.
give us another one of those.
Give us another one. But yeah, I feel like with marksmen like, the Moskov being banned out,
Yeah.
even the Harif being banned out, we're getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
If the Claude gets banned out later, that's probably the signal.
We'll see.
Could happen.
So they go for the high loss Nolan. So the
TLPH
okay,
probably won't go for that
Yeah,
anymore.
you can't do that. And I don't think you can even do it if you're a Blacklist International. So I like the first red side picks Phobius because then you already know you have advantage in terms of the matchup, and you're forced now to build a better lineup that will respond to the Phobius. As of now, this lineup by TL-PH might not be responding to the Phobius exactly well enough, considering that Haji also picked up the Tigreal. So you need a little bit more burst damage from your mid laner, and maybe a gold laner that will shine in longer, extended team fights, not necessarily too ultimate reliant, to just survive the onslaught of the Phobius jumping on you.
And the replay of a Claude
I've been waiting for too
still
long.
very much possible here.
Black banned the carry, and that was the hero I had in mind.
Are we
so-
gonna run out of gold laners here?
No, we're not. We still have a good amount.
Yeah, we do have. We do have the Claude, the Bruno is still out there. Obviously, the Lunox is still a thing.
Yeah.
Could still make a resurgence here for TL-PH. Benicudi, I'm sure, pretty willing to go that route.
Oh, for sure. Hearth already taken out. In terms of the gold for Oheb, they can pick it last. They can pick their jungler fourth pick. But if they want to just build the safest possible lineup for their jungler, they can pick it later. However, they're running out because TL-PH already secured the Nolan. Wouldn't be surprised if they banned the Nolan or the Fanny.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
still available
Oh, my
for
goodness.
MP3. Oh, excuse me. Lancelot
Lancelot.
is still open.
Lots of powerful picks in the jungle. I don't think the jungle's gonna get banned out anytime soon.
Yeah.
Especially after the first phase right here, like the way that we have it. But the gold lane does seem to have a vulnerability. Oh, the Bane though.
Good read.
You can see a Faramis on roam or mid.
You know
maybe?
what? TLPH again, they can go Claude Loyi again.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Oh,
The mind games.
they take it. But they're ready.
Faramis,
And you caught the Bruno earlier.
All right.
So
There
yeah,
you go.
they're playing for fast. They want to end this quickly. And they're playing around the team fight. And I think TLPH were already thinking about playing the Faramis because they banned out the Bane.
Yep. Here
So
comes
what's
the Lance. Here comes the Lance.
Lance.
No? I mean, it's very bad against the Faramis, but here comes the Lance. Or the... No. I was going to say the Joy, but
No, I don't
No.
like the Joy.
that's Julian. All right.
See,
Nothing
he
too
was
crazy.
still up on the board.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy on the drafts. I'm thinking though, this might be a Phobius game for Lord JM.
Seems to be.
Blacklist International should be able to force game number 3 as long as TLPH just doesn't snowball.
Well,
Just
yeah.
stop the snowball of TLPH and get some few early wins, win the first 2 turtles. You could potentially take this game, Blacklist, and secure game 3.
And the Phobius will definitely help out with Lord JM maybe surviving a lot more in these team fights.
Yeah.
Really like it. So far, so good for both these squads. What do you think? Who do you think came out on top here? Let us know in the comments and we'll see. And don't forget, there's still a poll running. Who you think is going to win out on this series with TL-PH and Blacklist International, our last match for the week. Throw it over to
and
Leo
we're
and
back.
Taisu. Take out the game, the Land of Dawn.
It's TL-PH versus Blacklist International.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
No, I am just...
Because it's MP the King?
Are we going to game number 3 o tatapusin ito ng Team Liquid PH?
The king was thinking the same because a lot of the jungle picks were blocked out. Henceforth, he just had to bring out the Juliet.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lancelot was still out there, but yeah,
That was there.
the draft was looking good again.
Bane would have been great.
Wait lang, technical pause muna ulit.
Line, you had the Phobius, there was his ass, that's the magic damage source, there was the Claude. That was nice.
The Bane would have been great. I think the Julian is like the second best option, and that's why they picked it up. Because
Hey!
again, with the lineup that you have this for TL-PH, man, like they just want to play against the high with the high-lows. They have the Faramis. We've actually seen some pretty crazy combinations with that alone. But then you have the
Yan, troubleshooting phase muna tayo. Hindi drafting phase, troubleshooting phase muna tayo for Blacklist International. We are looking for game number 3. Kaya ba tong tapusin
I think, yeah,
ng Blacklist International? Benjo Lamiano, salamat sa pag-like ng ating live stream. Welcome to Chessy Gaming.
maybe it's gonna come down to it. Which, looking at Liquid PH's draft,
during game number 1, nakita natin yung initiation na meron yung Blacklist International. The problem is na-anticipate na yun ng TL-PH. Kumbaga nakapag-adjust sila during team fights. Nahabol kagad nila yung mga pick-up play na binibigay ni Lord JM with the high loss, with the glorious pathway. Pero iba yung iba yung pinupuntahan ni JP. Diretso backline na kagad. It's either si Oheb or si Exort yung hinahanap niya para kumalas yung yung rotation ng Blacklist International. We have here, nag-start na. Blacklist International versus TL-PH. Tatapusin na ba to ng TL-PH o ahantong pa tayo to game number 3? Medyo magiging maingat lalo ngayon yung magiging conscious na sa gameplay lalo na during late game. Diba? Pinakitaan na naman tayo ni JP during game number 1 ng backdoor gameplay with the Louie kanina. Kaya naban na yon. But still, we have JP naman ang gumamit ng high loss. Kumbaga magandang pang-front ng dalawang to. Meron kang edit at saka high loss na kayang promote sa ng Blacklist. We have here Lord JM Haji naman with the pick-up play na pwedeng ibigay ni Haji during mamaya team fights. Lord JM versus Sanford sa top lane natin. The problem is kaya bang umano nito mamaya during team fight ni Pobius. Medyo malaki yung dito hinahabol ng Blacklist International. Nasa bottom 2 with TNC. Pero Sanji naka first blood, Exort yung nakuha doon. Ito na ang ating first turtle. Ginown out natin JP dito si Haji. Solong Lord ang nakuha dito. Walang contest from Blacklist International. Yan, shoutout sa mga viewers natin from Facebook. Live tayo dyan kay Chessy Gaming, Chessy Gaming Plays, and Macrens TV. We're also live sa YouTube channel natin which is Chessy Gaming. Please do follow and share ang ating live stream para sa natin makasama ngayong gabi sa bakbakan ng TL-PH and Blacklist International.
Right between a Fire Mist and a Zask. Action's gonna happen in the side lanes.
Medyo dito slow pacing ulit tayo. Same nung game number 1. Sanji with JP. Magandang poke to. Kakat na ba yung dito? Minion waves, pinasok ni Sanji. Magandang lang yan, diversion play para kay Sanji. Babalik na ulit sa mid lane. 1.1 gold lead para sa side ng TL-PH, Team Liquid PH. 2v2 sa bottom lane natin.
The leads are well spread out.
Oheb, di makakontest sa dito. Sa crab. We're waiting for the next turtle. Kung naano nyo kahapon, during laban ng AP Blend at saka TL-PH, isa to sa nagpahirap kahapon sa AP Bren, yung high loss ni JP. Kasi ang tinatangkin niya lahat ng damage. Talapag ng glorious pathway, ang kunat-kunat. Diba? Nahihirapan mo doon, umabante yung doon during last phase ng kagabi. 35-minute game. Kaya ang ginawa ng TL-PH, ng AP Bren, diversion play na. Pero ito, Sanford with Exort ang nakuha. Alanganin pa ito, Haji is also down. Pero hindi pa tapos dito ang TL-PH. Lord JM unti-unting pinipitas. MP the King, nahatak pa pabalik. 4 ang bumaksak dito sa side ng Blacklist International with may libreng at bonus na turtle pa sa side ng Team Liquid PH.
I didn't expect for Blacklist to actually lean hard into this.
Grabe yun.
It's one thing, Joseph,
Kumbaga,
to say,
nalingat
"You're
ka
not
lang
getting for free,"
saglit.
but another say, you know what, we're taking this fight. Prior to that whole engagement,
Kumbaga,
Blacklist I was
Sanford
looking
and
at
JP
Blacklist lineup and saying,
making
the
sure
only real hero that's ready to fight here
natatangkihin lahat ng
is the
damage
Julian.
and
Everyone else needs some level
hindi
of
makakapasok ng
iron for them to be
backline
able to
yung
say, "All right, we're gonna
Blacklist
contest."
International.
And that led Team Liquid PH to just
Nasimot
zoom in
dun sila.
past Blacklist in gold.
Haji.
4,000, 5,000 now, 5 minutes in.
That's a massive
Playing a little vision play para sa ng Blacklist International, pero Sanford,
This is a snowball. Like, this is playing off the advantage, the momentum that you build, and it just
going.
4K
continues to go
gold
down the
lead.
hill. You can see this once again. TLPH
Grabe ang
knows
laki
they
niyan
have
for
that
5-minute
advantage.
gameplay pa
Gonna
lang.
press it here on the gold lane
Snowball
once again.
dito
Fighting to the tier
TLPH.
two.
Sanji,
Curve
ganda
can
lang
go
dito
down.
ano.
They have the Netherrealm available.
Netherrealm dito ni ano
Completely fine. Won't be
ni
able to get any pickoff.
ni Sanji.
Happy with the ejective.
Insurance policy
There could
from
be a
the back.
counterpunch
Lord
here from
JM and
Blacklist.
Oh no,
They
watch
center
out.
it down
MP
here on the
the
backside.
King, kaya bang ano dito?
Forcing them in, and they go in,
Makapitas
try to get
kahit
Sanji.
isa man
Sanji
lang,
very
pero
well.
hindi.
Fine.
Protektado ni JP and Sanford yung backline. Tumakbo na kayo. Carl TC, ibang objective yung kinuha.
I think Team Liquid PH got away with a lot by forcing that.
Grabe yun.
And then giving nothing over to Black. Again, they had the Netherrealm.
Walang nakuha, Miss Kisa, ni Kill. Walang nakuha dito yung Blacklist International.
Yeah.
Showing your opponent, hey, I'm here. What are you gonna do about it? Blacklist just need to farm.
Sanford and JP giving a hard time para sa Blacklist International. Hindi makaabante dito ang mga agents.
It takes a lot for a team to be able to do that.
And the crazy thing about it is in game
Majority ng ikot dito ng buong mapa is nasa side ng TLPH. Kumbaga, libre maggala nang walang inaalala dito yung TLPH. We have here the third turtle. Hindi natin i-contest to ng Blacklist International. Kukuha na lang dito ng objective sa taas, which is the tower, pero hindi yun sapat para makabawi. It is 6K gold lead na meron dito ang TLPH. 7 minutes gameplay pa lang po. Wala pang load. Unti-unting pinipitas dito ni Benny Cutie yung tower. And even yung resources walang ibibigay dito. Ang TLPH para sa side ng Blacklist International, ganito katuso yung TLPH. As early as now, mukhang may hirapan dito makabawi yung Blacklist International in terms of items. Kumbaga, ano lang muna gagawin dito ng Blacklist International. Chapsuy lang muna. And in terms of items dito, mabigat-bigat na to. Para sa sa Blacklist International. TLPH trying to apply pressure pa, getting this mid tower GP glorious pathway from the back. Overhead Haji. Netherrealm. Kartisi nakuha pa rin si MP the King. Baliwala yung ginawang pick up doon ng Blacklist International. Hindi nagmaterialize pero nakahatak pa rito ni Sanji. Si Haji. Pero Kyle TC, habol pa ba? Kyle TC, nakuha pa si Haji dun.
Smooth with it for Carl TC.
Ang sakit sa bangs. Sumilip ka lang. May bonus ka pang kill.
The mid lane tier 2 had free hits on a majority of Team Liquid PH. The kit
On point din talaga yung yung Netherrealm dito ni Sanji.
Just kept them unpunished. Look
Ito.
at this. The Infinix is the
Glorious pathway. At yung hinabol na pala. Si JP.
After the Glorious pathway. And watch Carl TZ's retribution slow him up. Just
Boom.
enough to help score the kill.
Yeah.
That was a rift explosion.
Libreng Lord pa side ng TLPH. Dominance Ice para kay Sanford. Ang kunat na neto. Yung physical damage na possible ibigay is kaya niya nang saluhin.
You can see Oheb's only got 2 items. He's got the DHS, he's got the Golden Staff.
Short of Trinity.
short to Trinity.
He's a corrosion scythe in about a minute, give or take.
And Thunderbolt,
Hirap
you know,
dito.
Lord JM, like you pointed out, you're not going to be
Ang
able to
Blacklist
tank much.
International
Just with
10k gold lead na mga kaibigan.
Give Lord J maybe 2 or 3 more minutes. A solid
10k
2
gold
items.
lead with
Luckily,
10 minute
those units are
gameplay.
right?
Ganon
So
ka ano,
those come cheaper. Slightly
ka-agresibo dito ang TLPH. Which is na-lockdown na sa loob ng base dito ang Blacklist. Glorious pathway. Netherren to save. Dito si Lord GM alangalin, mahuhuli pa ba? Benny Cutie nakuha na yung tower dito. Pumasok na dito ang Team Liquid PH. Unti-unting kinukuha rin yung mid tower. Securing na open na yung base dito ng Blacklist International. MP the King medyo malalim. Alama, hatak pa nga. Courtesy with the Maniac.
maximum range pull.
Grabe.
You can hear the cavalry in here. They know this is a
The
dominant
end
game
is
for
near.
They
TLPH.
smell blood in the water. And all through that, right? The debacle from mid to bottom. Holy Shield up top popped as well.
Yep.
Because
Alanganin
Blacklist had
dito
to
ang
address
Blacklist
the siege
International,
of
hindi
Liquid PH.
makaabante
Couldn't
in
take care
terms
the minion
of
waves marching through.
positioning.
Stanford.
Look how this is the thing, man.
Para sa
Stanford doing that
rotation,
right now, popping the prime
nahihirapang
flag.
gumalaw
That's how
dito ang
confident they are
agents.
with what they have. And this has been the case for the
Pero
entirety.
dito, bonus na lang to. Glorious pathway. Ang gandang bait doon ni Sanford. Napanish doon si Haji. Even Exort is down. Tatlo laban sa 5. Pepersahin ito ng Team Liquid PH. The end is near. Tower lock na tayo mga kaibigan. Blacklist International is na sweep ng TLPH. Team Liquid PH takes game number 2. 2-0 against Blacklist International.
But Team Liquid, they were up by about 11,000-12,000 ahead.
Grabe, no?
A ghostly buys you. Enough of a hit to wait for the rest of your squad to come in. Punish.
Ang hirap ng ginawa doon
They can take you down.
ng Blacklist International.
Stanford is so confident that he knows, like, if I get out of form, if I pop my primal wrap, they're gonna come for me. And if they did me, great, but they didn't. And
In terms of ano talaga, maximizing the team play, rotation, ang ganda na pinakita doon ng ano ng Team Liquid.
World Championship squads, both
And even yung mga baits ni Sanford doon para lumabas yung ano yung Blacklist International during yung last team fight nila.
named the victor and blasting that.
Kumbaga ganda ng ano doon nagpa-bait lang si si Sanford para lumabas yung members. Then pumasok si JP with Glorious Pathway. Doon na naman na lockdown at naipit yung members ng Blacklist International. Kudos sa Team Liquid PH. Nabawi nila yung nawalang puntos kahapon against AP Bren.
The MPL rookie, once he come through, let's go.
Yan, let's here.
Team Liquid PH.
The interview with Mara Aquino.
All right, everybody, give it up for TLPH. Nalamig kayo? All I hear Bunny says, ang lamig, boss. Congrats! Lapit kayo dito. Very smooth.
Angas ng jacket niya, no, ni Kaltisi.
Para balikan natin yung Game 1. Another backdoor play mula sa'yo. So, made the call na pumunta sa baba at i-rushing base. Was it you or Sanji?
Actually, team decision siya. Since lamang kami sa waves ng game na yun. So, ayun. Para ma-maximize namin yung ulti ni Sanji. Yun yung naging play ng team.
Pinag-uusapan nga namin ng first time na nag-backdoor ka. Tama ba? Season 5, show, fighter ka pa rin nun? We remember. And since then, you've been so good with that. Ato naman kay Carl, since ikaw na ang nasa tabi ko. Okay. Simula, alam nyo, ang galing nyo talaga in terms of nakakakuha kayo ng lamang, even though, like let's say, behind kayo, nakukuha nyo yung lamang after Lord fight. So how do you prioritize the trades when it comes to that?
Maayos na communication lang po sa team. Tapos, yun nga po yung feeling ko kailangan namin i-workout ngayon kasi di kami lagi nakaka-early eh. So, yun namin execute.
So yun ang gusto nyong i-work sa early game.
Opo, kasi madalas po talo po kami ng early. Tapos sa late game po parang kaya naman. Pero sa early talaga nadudurog kami lagi.
Pero it looks like nag-adjust
ng
kayo
point dun.
kaagad sa game 2 because that was so smooth. That was all yours. At ito naman kay Sanford. Hi. Anong kwento niyo dun? Share, Sally.
Ano lang po. Hindi, papabukas lang po ako ng candy.
Okay. Bukas ng candy. Okay. Alam mo, sa video kanina pinakita, ikaw yung hinighlight namin sa video. Sabi mo, na gusto mong patunayan na you're still top-tier XP laner. Like what we think, you're really up there. One of the top three.
Palag talaga.
Para sa'yo, sino nga ba yung top 3?
Top 3 ko. Top 1 po si Flop. Top 2, si Edward. Top 3, si Ryota.
Top 3 is Ryota. But if you were to insert yourself there, saan ka dun?
1 po sana if pwede.
Oh, pwede.
Pwede.
Ikaw naman yan eh.
I-practice mo to eh. So pwede. And now
Defending
it's time to
champion
announce
kayo eh.
the MVP for Game 2. Let me hear some names. Let's take a look at the screen. MVP is Sanford!
Siya pa rin.
Oh, tinuturuan ka na. Okay, hawakan ko to. Tinuturuan ka na ni Carl. Sabi ni Carl, gayaan mo yung mukha. Okay. Alright, congratulations. And now it's time to announce
Ganda
our
ng jacket
lucky
nila.
winner. Lucky fan who will get 3,000
minimalist lang yun.
diamonds.
Bangis.
Congratulations. Come on now.
Sana all may diamonds.
Hello. Hi. What's your name?
Alexander Salvador,
Aren,
salamat sa
how
pag-follow.
old are
Thank you
you?
very much.
9 years
Shout out sa iyo,
old.
Alexander
You play
Salvador.
Mobile Legends
Welcome
a
to
lot?
Chessy Gaming.
What's your hero?
Noah.
No one? Okay, sino dito favorite player mo? Like, take a look at all of them. Pili ka ng isa. Sino ang favorite player mo?
Si Sanford.
Si Sanford!
Nice.
Bakit si Sanford? Why Sanford?
Mabugi. Pugi.
He's pogi.
Mapogi.
What else?
Swag.
Swag! Swag, what else?
So good.
He's so good. I know he's so good, right? Do you want to say something to Sanford? He's right in front of you.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to him?
Nahiya na.
I like you.
Such a big fan of yours. What do you want to say to RN?
Same here. I like it too. Keep playing.
Okay, now you get to bow with the team. I'll take this. Is it okay if you hold his hand? All right, you get to bow with them, okay? You may now take your bow
Congratulations, Team Liquid
and take
PH.
your walk of victory.
Bagyong
Good job,
Benny.
RN.
Inunahan yung bagyo ngayon. Binagyo yung Blacklist International.
Congratulations.
Once again, this is Chessy Gaming, official authorized streamer partner for MPL Season 14. See you next week. Bye-bye.
For you. We're gonna go back to our panel. Paso.
Ah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was. I'm still grinning.
They got egged, bro.
They got egged.
It was 10-0.
Egged. Oh my god. And of course, the MVP there is going to be Sanford, by the way, who is absolutely demolishing that lane so far. And again, just working so well with the team.
I mean, no other way to put it other than, hey, welcome to Team Liquid Philippines tutorial of how to play Mobile Legends Bang Bang in the professional level. On today's episode, how to go up against a lineup that supposedly should give you a hard time, but you end up destroying them. No other way to put it. The only thing that I realized as this game went on, especially the early fights, was that this is actually tough for a Julian.
Yeah.
I was thinking of it in the scenario that, okay, MP the King, you pick up the Julian, you know the scaling, the early game magic damage, that's your bridge into the mid to the late game, right? And maybe you could use that to force out an early Netherrealm. But it wasn't Blacklist International initiating, it was Team Liquid Philippines. Every single time, if it wasn't JP, it was Sanford. Sometimes it'd even be Sanji, who's just going to the front, using the Shadow Stampede, pulling people back, Ghost Bursters. It's a Blacklist just could not play at all.
Almost got a perfect game. One tower down was all the Blacklist could actually do there.
Yeah.
And man, oh man, I just can't believe that, you know, it went that quick. It was relatively quick in terms of
Yeah.
like, our current average game time.
If I'm not mistaken, this is now the third fastest game of the season. And for Team Liquid Philippines, really no other way to put it other
No
than
other way.
they did everything correctly. First off, they were honestly just able to do it in such a way wherein when you're positioning around the major objectives, you have Sanford in the right spot. If it's not Sanford, he's coming in for the late entry. Sanji and JP are always in the right spot. They know the information, they know where Exort is, they know where Haji is, and just continue to play around that. Once you have the info, commit the play, stop Blacklist from doing anything. And look, Carl TZ got 933 gold per minute.
That's probably the highest GPM I've seen today.
One,
by the way.
one of them.
Probably.
We had a one game, if I'm not mistaken.
Did we have
that
a
went
1K today?
Almost 1K.
Almost 1K.
Not okay. Today, yeah, this is the most.
Yeah, for today.
Yeah. And yesterday, imagine we got to see a game that had a 14.7K gold lead as the highest. This one was at around 13 point. Trying to math here. 4. Around 13.4K. So it was just that level of domination that the Blacklist just couldn't get anything at all.
Again, in game number 2, it felt very easy for them, right? In game number 1, though, we did see a few hiccups here and there, and Blacklist did have a pretty good grasp of the early game. Which, again, Carl TZ has already mentioned. We can work on that. We got some time. And so far, the standings are basically on an uptrend once more for TLPH.
Yep. And it should be. They showed in the game number 1, they can come back from deficits and they know how. They know and understand the trading very well. They'll commit plays when other teams will expect it. Even though you'll get the objective, hey, we'll still try to contest and punish you and get kills after that so that your Lord will be useless. And in this game, it was, okay, we'll show you how we'll make it so that you can't do anything.
Yeah.
We won't let you play. Even there was one sequence there where you could feel that the Phobias could have been a problem, but it didn't get to the point where we got to see that.
Yeah, this is the signature of teams like TLPH and FCAP as well. It feels like you can't play the game. It's like, what am I going to do next? It's like you're trying to choke out your options, your possibilities. And I think that's the reason why this went 10-0.
Yeah.
10-0 today. This is the first 10-0 as well today, right? And you'd be like, it's just so hard to analyze when you have 0-0-0 on the stat line for tower damage. And you're like, literally one tower went down, and that was on the gold lane. And I think it was also like inevitable at that point. But otherwise, could have been a perfect game. Not really much to analyze there, to break down. I love it when games go like this. It really does like show a specific team. It highlights the team's powers in terms of dominance.
Yeah. I think we need a little bit more help in terms of like breaking down some specifics there. Understand the mindset of Team Liquid Philippines a little bit better. Let's see if I can work some magic. I'm gonna summon Coach Syria right now. Magic can get a little bit too graphics. Oh, it's Coach Syria!
Oh my goodness, that was quick!
Sorry,
the smoke was, there was a smoke effect.
yeah, there was smoke effects. Here you are, Coach.
All right.
How do you feel about that win? Did you expect Game 2 to be so dominating?
Yes, I expect it because we got a lot of counter hero for their composition. For example, Shaz, we got Nolan to farm his yung mga alaga niya.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
simple.
also Hylos can tank Shaz damage.
All right, so
there it
you
is.
basically just try to play for counter. Play for counter. It felt very easy. Can I just ask, what's the? I don't want to go into specific strategies, but what's the general rule of why do you think you're able to pull off backdoors like this and other teams can't?
Because of Benny's playstyle.
It's just his playstyle.
His map awareness is so good.
Yeah, and I remember you were able to play with Benny during the earlier portions of
Oh,
his career.
yeah.
Season 5.
Yeah, in Season 5. So how has Benny evolved from then to now? Like, you've seen him in the early days, and now here you are playing or coaching Benny in this time in his career.
He improved a lot for his mechanics and decision making, and also he matures also.
He's more mature. Why is he? Wait, before was Benny Cutie like a bit more like emotional or?
Ano pa lang siya nun eh. Bata pa lang kasi siya nun.
He was just a kid.
He was a kid.
17.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, I forget that these guys.
And now
started
he's
out
a
as kids.
father.
I know, right?
Daughter now.
Yeah, now he's a dad.
I just wanna bring it up, man. I remember you playing and you playing Leomord. Do you
Yes,
remember those times? That's one of the reasons why I played the hero. So now I have like 1.5k games on that.
So this guy,
So many.
Watching this guy,
he created you.
he created Leomord, exactly.
For your Leomord.
Meta.
Leomord, man, I miss those times, man. I know you played there, and I remember the name. So right now we do have a bit of. What can you say about Blacklist, right? We have to talk about your opponent. What can you say about them?
They
What
need
do they need?
they need to improve their chemistry
It's really just the chemistry you feel like.
Boils down to it.
because it's hard to build lineup. Kailangan nilang ma-maximize yung mga hero nila.
Yeah, they need to
maximizing
maximize
their
the
own,
heroes.
their comfort heroes.
Synergies,
Right.
mga ganun.
So you still feel like they're in the discovery phase, like they're discovering their own strengths
Yes.
and all that.
They're 10-man lineup din sila kaya mahirap.
That's true, though. That's true.
Paiba-iba ng timpla. Kailangan nila mahanap.
Yeah, they're always just changing, and it's even more difficult to find that. So now, for you, I want to hear it straight from one of the coaches of Team Liquid Philippines. What is your favorite strength about the team and why they're so good?
They are so very aggressive.
That's it?
It's really just they're aggressive.
They're aggressive. All right. So if I was aggressive, you think I'll play better MLBB? You think?
Depend. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Depends
just
on the hero. Depends on the
Depends on
hero
the
and the
hero.
composition.
if it's Leomord,
maybe.
It can be bakat meta.
yeah.
We will
Come on.
pull it out.
Yeah, well, okay. All right, that's what I'm hoping. You know what? I was actually hoping that we'd see Leomord eventually.
Leomord jungle.
Yeah.
Jungle, there you go. Straight from the coach's mouth.
Yeah,
So,
hopefully we get to see it.
yeah, before we dive into anything, any messages you have for the international viewers? This is international, by the way. Your boys are on the local. You're international. What are your messages to international viewers right now?
Thank you for supporting Liquid. And hi to my family. They're watching right now. From Guam, USA.
Oh, in Guam, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Right on time. You're on the English stream.
Yeah. So hopefully your family gets to see that. I gotta ask you, like we know, I mean, a lot of the pros or people here like come from a very specific MOBA scene in the Philippines. How does it feel that you're representing Team Liquid?
Sobrang masaya kasi international yun. Team Liquid, sila Miracle, Kuroki sa Dota, mga idol mo lang.
Yeah, the idols.
Tapos ngayon, kasama ka na sa team nila.
Yeah. Just the
Chills.
Liquid buff.
The Liquid buff. And by the way, the Liquid buff is also present in our polls. You got a 77% vote. What can you say about that? And do you have any messages to the people who voted for you?
Thank you sa mga fans na walang sawang sumusuporta.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes it's just easy as that.
It's so
Thank you all
easy.
for
It feels
supporting.
he's very chill because he doesn't need to say as much because he won.
Yeah.
You know, winning is the biggest statement.
Yeah, it is.
If
It
you
is.
won, I won. No need to say anything else. So, but either way, Coach Syre, I think we have to ask this: like, who's the next big threat to ELPH for you? What do you think? Which team?
Other than Bren.
Other than Bren, because we all already know that.
Omega. Because of
Really?
Chaknu.
Because
He's
of
also my teammate.
Forward teammate again.
And the one who discovered him.
Yeah, the discoverer
Oh
of
my
Chapnu.
And are you noticing a lot of the big names right now? Former teammate.
Yeah. the hidden creator.
The hidden
Or
creator.
at least the founder.
Or that main five, that starting team before. I feel like a lot of them are on the good route or higher trajectory right now. I like it. So right now, obviously, I think I feel like we have a bit of more scenarios for later on. Pero before we get to that, I just want to ask you guys watching, do you have any gifts that you want to our fans? Any gifts that you want to give our teams? Go over to the MPL Arena. There's a drop box there that you can put your gifts to. And maybe you can also get invited here to give those gifts to your favorite players. We've been trying to do that all week long, all weekend long. And so far, we have it. People are shy. I think.
No, we've gotten
We
gifts
have a
already.
few, but
Yeah, we have a few
we're,
gifts.
we're really roaring. I think
there
we
could be
already
more.
have one. They're giving the players that right now.
Yeah, get some gifts for Coach Sharon.
So if you have gifts for Coach Saire,
If you could ask for one gift from the community, what do you
what's
want?
the best gift?
Wala akong maisip.
You can say money.
You can say money.
Money.
No,
money.
don't give us
Joke-
money.
Just kidding,
joke
just kidding.
only.
Yeah, give us gifts, like symbols of your
A
support.
letter.
Yeah.
A love letter.
Yeah, maybe.
Like just a letter. Anyway, for now, we do have 40% off on the Franco's newest skin, the MPL exclusive skin Quantum Vanguard. Use that to hook your opponents right now, and again, hook up into the newest standings that we have right now. Let's hook that up right there. There you go. And look at that. It does feel like Fnatic Onyx has a bit of an uphill trend right now. 5-0 undefeated. I don't know who can beat Fnatic Onyx right now. But whoever that team is going to be, it's probably going to be explosive.
Yeah, man. I actually thought that Coach Sarah would say Fnatic Onyx because we already saw Fnatic Onyx take a series away from Team Liquid PH. So I wonder then if that means maybe Team Liquid PH is looking Fnatic Onyx and thinking, hey, we could get one back from you later on in the season, right?
That would be exciting. Or maybe they already have the script written.
Yeah, no, they already have
They already have the whole textbook of Fnatic Onyx.
Yeah, like
we don't need to mention these guys.
Oh, that'll make it spicy for the later half. But hey, things are really starting to take shape here in the Philippines.
It really does. Obviously, still the most competitive region. I think one of the, all right, I'll give it to you. One of the most competitive regions in MLBB, being humble.
Yeah.
And sponsor, obviously,
One of the.
one of the most competitive regions.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Sanford
Even-
approach and just go like, oh, yeah, we're just okay.
We're just okay.
Yeah, we won a lot
Top
of championships, but we're just okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even the fans are competitive. That's the scary thing about MLBB PH. We have standings for you with the fans representing their teams, the teams that they adore. And we are going to see that right here, right now. These are the standings of our Infinix Fansik Laban. Fansik.
Yeah.
Did I say that right, brother? I don't think so.
No, you said it right. You
I
said it right.
all
That was perfect.
So earlier, the TNC Phoenix Army won against the Aurora. You know, the Fancy Laban TNC, and the Fancy Laban TLPH won against Blacklist earlier. So it mirrored match two results.
Yeah. For people who still don't understand what this is, there's alongside MPL, there's like an MPL for fans.
Mini MPL.
Yeah, it's a mini MPL, and the ones playing are the supporters of each group. That's why you see the Auroras, the Raiders, the Kabarangay, the
Sounds.
Cavaliers, not from Cleveland. But yeah, it's great because there's honestly like a lot of stuff already happening.
Yes.
Like they trash talk each other for fun.
Yep.
It's all friendly. They're scouting. It gets really competitive. It's so cool.
Yeah, and all of that, those are just people watching.
Yeah.
Watching on site. So if I were you, just go ahead and join us. Let's have some fun. We can take some pictures. We can talk about MLBB. We can talk about a lot of things. But you know what we can talk about else? Mara Aquino. This is Redmar. I'm Rockhart. Let's throw it over the stage because Mara has a few things to say.
This ends the third week here at the MPL Arena, and we can definitely recall unforgettable matches that occurred in the past few days, even recording the longest game of the season. And guess what? Next week, we enter the halfway point of Season 14. Ako po si Mara Aquino. Thank you for watching MPL Philippines Season 14. Keep it good vibes, everybody, and see you next week.
The 14th season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors.